Okay, so over here in character constraints, you go ahead and open that up. You'll find the Mixamo armature and its body. Go ahead and export that onto your desktop. Upload characters, then they'll look like this. Pick your animation, download it, head over to Blender. Make sure you hide that again, or it's kind of confusing. Go ahead. I usually put it in import so that way I know where to find it. I think it was this one. No, looks like it was this one. Okay, so once you get here, you're gonna click on this little highlight this, copy, head over to the target, open up this little bar, Control V. It's always at the top. Then what the hell's going on? Well, you gotta make sure it's open. Anyways, okay, so now it's always at the top. There we go. Then from there, all you need to do is head over here to this, grab these two, make sure that you go back, make sure you have them both selected before you go into pose mode, because if you only have one selected, then it's only going to animate one. So always go back out of pose mode, make sure you have both of them selected. Then head to pose mode, big actions, make sure you have visual key selected, and the keyframes for whatever time your animation plays for. Go ahead and do the rest. And then from here it's just exporting, and of course if you don't like the position of your animation, you can always adjust that pretty easily. We'll just go in here, we'll export that. Which I'll show you how to export on this next one after we adjust it real quick. Not liking how that leg looks. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and mess with these controls real quick. So this Puppet 2 is more of like main controls, and Puppet 1 are master controls. So we want to manipulate master controls for this leg over here. Go ahead and just lift that up just slightly. Yeah. And we don't have to key anything, we don't have to save anything. As soon as we move it, it's going to save itself. But we always want to delete that save because it'll mess it up later if we don't. So anytime you move a bone, just go ahead and delete it. Which, that's something I'll work on later. But yeah, so let's go ahead and play this. Yeah, that looks way better. Okay. So, and as you can see, the cloak animates itself. Doesn't really matter how, or what I've noticed so far is it's not accepting the floor because I haven't hooked up the floor yet. The floor, and if you wanted to not go through the character, that is also a possibility. All you need to do is click on your character, scroll down to Cloak Puppet, open up and click on this body cloak physics. So what this is the flow for your cloak. If you increase it, it'll flap more or less, but let's see here. I don't know where I was going with that. Been smoking way too long. And it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, so there's a reason I was bringing that up. Anyways, so we'll move on for now. These move the cloak pieces, and you can move it like this too. But for the most part, it's consistently automatic, and you can adjust it a little bit so that the way it's not clipping. But right now, that needs a little bit more work. So, exporting. Yes, let's export. Now that we fixed that leg, we'll head back here, close out these, make sure we're selected on our both of our skeletons. Object, pose, select all, and mate. And yeah, once this is done, I just want to show one more thing real quick, which is really nice, pretty handy, I think. No pun intended. So in Puppet 1, you go ahead and click on Puppet 1, slide in here to the third layer, select those hands. You can actually scroll down to the pose library and change their grip, which is not the greatest at this moment, but I guess I need to adjust that a little bit more. I don't know why it's acting like that. Probably because I was there. Is that something I need to look at? Anyways, we'll export. Oh my god. So in export, don't need any of these selected. Remove add leaf bones, you don't need any of that selected. Make sure that this is selected. If you do not, it's going to take forever, and then you'll have to do it again anyways. So make sure that's selected, and just make sure you have your name that you're going to use in export, and that's it. Pretty much done.